Hello folks, and welcome to another video. So in this video we're going to take a look at a camera strap. So stay tuned and let's have a look. So guys, before we actually take a look at the camera straps themselves, I just want to have a quick chat about why I bought a couple of new camera straps. So I've been fortunate enough to be able to buy a Nikon D850, which was my dream camera. I've got a video on that very subject on my channel. But anyway, the Nikon D850, absolutely fantastic camera, brilliant camera. Can't fault it, does everything I want it to do. But there is a thing. The Suplied camera strap is pretty pants, I have to say. And I think that's normal for most supplied camera straps from all brands. I can't speak with too much experience, but the one I'm filming on now with the little EOS M50, the strap on that's pretty pants. But anyway, so certainly with the Nikon camera, the supplied strap was pretty poor. So I'm fortunate enough to have three Nikon cameras. The straps on them are all pretty much identical, same sort of design, shape, material, other than the fact that, sorry, the cat's just jumping off of his ivory tower, as they say. So the straps are all pretty much identical in their sort of makeup, if you like, guys. So let's just have a look at the one on my little, it's a laugh, my D850. No, I'll get it right in a minute, guys. My D300. So this is my Nikon D300. So this is a high mileage camera, and all of the cameras are these, because I suppose what you call it, semi-pro or pro cameras, are fairly heavy. But this is the sort of supplied strap. So it's a sort of a woven material. The only difference between this one and the 850 strap is that's got D300 and the D850's got D850 there, but other than that the straps are actually pretty identical. So what are they like? Well, as I said, they're pretty pants. They're not overly flexible, and they're quite rough. Although they have got a sort of a rubberized sort of little bit there that would be on your neck, I suppose. But I found them very uncomfortable, and certainly with the D850, because it's a very heavy camera, the strap was uncomfortable. Now the problem is with these, and all the same, that sort of section here, the cross section, is very thin. So what I was finding was it was rubbing on my neck, right around the sort of back part of my neck, if you like, guys. It was sort of rubbing, and it, after sort of a good session, a photo session, it got quite sore. So, and especially if you're wearing a t-shirt with your neck sort of bare, if you had something like perhaps a jumper with a higher neckline, or maybe a hoodie or something like that, that would help. But as I'm a fair weather photographer, I'm only going to go out when it's warm and dry and sunny like it is now. So yeah, talking of that, it's baking hot. I'm in my conservatory and it's baking hot in here. So anyway, I digress. So I'm looking at straps. So as I said, we're going to use the D300 as an example for this, but all will become apparent as we get through the video. So as I said, guys, I've been doing like most people do. Oh, and before we continue, I just want to show you something. I just noticed it. So what I did to alleviate the pain, as it were, I bought one of these. I've actually got several. So this is the sort of thing you put on your seatbelt in your car. So it stops it rubbing around your neck. So you sort of get the idea, guys. So you sort of do that, and then it's gives you a little bit of protection sort of around your neck. So yeah, and that did work okay. It's quite well padded. But what again with that, what I found out was that the foam in there over a period of time just sort of disintegrated and wore out and left a horrible trail of sort of white dust. So that was something I tried, and it worked okay. So, and I've actually been using this sort of thing for quite some time, but it's not ideal for what I wanted. So, I've done what most self-respecting photographers do. YouTube was my friend, and I did lots of sort of YouTube searching, and there are loads of different straps, you know, from you know £100 down to £10 sort of touch, all different shapes, sizes, types. You know, you can get kits that do different things, you know. There's loads of them. So if you can hear a little noise in the background, it's Odin or Cat having a snack over there. So he might come over and say hello in a minute. Probably will. So I've been looking at straps, as I said, guys, and you know, YouTube videos and all that, and that sort of thing, and sort of deciding which way around I wanted to go. And one of the straps that actually came up on quite a lot of videos was these. So these are the I suppose, what is it, OP Tech. So it's an American sort of thing. Now I have had their products before, and for what I used it for then, they were absolutely brilliant. So, and the actual advertising claim is that they are supposed to make whatever they carry 50% lighter, which in the case of the D850 and a sort of goodly f2.8 lens, that's definitely what you need. So let's have a quick look at the strap. So there we go, guys. That's the sort of the neck bit that goes around your neck. So you see it's sort of curved, so it sort of follows your neckline at the back, and sort of, so that's nice and comfortable. This material is like a neoprene, and it has a stretch, but also because of this loop in here, now this part is also just a little bit stretchy, so you have this quite bit of give. I don't know why you can see that on camera, but you have quite a bit of give. So that's, and it's red of course, which makes it even better. So that's so I'm hoping that's going to do the job. As I said, it has. I've had these before on other things. The other thing I like about it is it has the quick release. I don't know what these clips are called. If anybody knows what they're actually called, perhaps you'd leave that in a comment. But we have these little quick release clips. So they just clip on and clip off. And the other thing is you can actually buy something that goes through there to keep them together. And the other thing I liked about this, these are effectively a male and a female. So you take that one off and take the one off the other side, thus, and then they would go together. So that makes a shorter strap, which you could carry in your hand and that sort of thing. So again, absolutely brilliant idea. And I suppose you could even, if you wanted different, you know, you could have, you know, one strap and just swap cameras over, you know, just this tailpiece if you like, that sort of adds to the, you know, different bits and pieces. There is a kit actually that you can get. They call it the classic kit, and there's different bits and pieces, but you can also buy accessories for the straps as well. So there's quite a lot of things you can do with it, but we're hoping that that's going to work. So I've got a red one, so that's going to make me a better photographer because the strap is red. I've also got this one, exactly the same sort of design, same sort of thing, but this one is actually called a Nature. So I've got that one. They also do a blue one, and they do a sort of a black one, and I think there's other colours, but that was on their own website, not off of Amazon. So these two were on offer. That's why I got the two. These were on offer on Amazon for I'm not sure exactly how much what the deal was, but they were on offer at Amazon. So I got the two straps, which, you know, because the order was over £35, I got free postage. Anyway, I digress. So there you go, that's the strap. So next question is, why did I buy two straps? I got three cameras. So there's the plan, guys. So I'm going to put the red one initially on the we'll do that in one moment. I'm going to put the red one on the D300, and that will initially, so in this sort of a nature one, will probably go on the D850. That's the plan. I'm not going to put it on just yet, guys. There is a reason for that. So as I said, red one on the D300. So we are soon to be going on holiday, and whereas I would normally be taking the little Canon EOS M50 away with me, obviously I'm going to take Karen as well, but I would normally be taking that. I'm actually going to take the D300 with the new strap, and I'm going to actually properly test it out on the D300. Now the D300 weight wise is pretty similar to the other two, maybe a little bit lighter, but fairly similar in weight. It's close enough to do a good test. So what we're going to do when we're on holiday, I'm going to put it through its paces, see how we get on with it, see if it is as good as I'm hoping it will be. If that being the case, then I will put that one probably on the D810, or maybe the D850. I'm going to put that on one of the other cameras, maybe the D810, maybe the D850, and then I'll buy another one to go on one of the other cameras, providing that obviously it all works and it does exactly what I want it to do. So what we're going to do, I'm going to actually stick it on the camera and see how well it works, and I will parade around like on the catwalk so you can have a look. So if you just bear with me, guys, I'm going to do that off of camera because it is a bit of a faff, I think, doing it, and there's several ways you can sort of loop it in and out on itself. But we're going to have a go, and we're going to put it on the camera, and I will bring you back when it's on the camera. So guys, we've now got the strap fitted, and there are sort of several sort of techniques and methods. They all end up the same, but you can either sort of thread it through. I don't know. Well, I'm going to that'll see, but you can either sort of thread it through. I've ended up with the tail piece. Don't know why. You can see that in the middle. There's a tail piece in the middle. If you can do it so it goes in on itself, so that tail piece is pinched between the two pieces of the strap. I'm probably not explaining it very well. Or the other way you do it is you just have that loose tail. With the loose tail, it's easier to adjust, but for me, once I've adjusted the height, then no, that's set, then I'm not going to change it. But yeah, a bit of a fiddle. So what I'm going to put it on, and you must remember to put that the right way around. But anyway, guys, I'm going to put it on and have a bit of a closer look. So just bear with me, guys. So guys, there you are. That's with it fitted. Don't worry, I've got my shorts on because it's hot. So there we are, guys. That's sort of it resting on my belly. I have to say that that is actually very comfortable. I'm surprised how comfortable that is. What do you think, Bo? This is Odin. Yes, hard life, isn't it? So it's there. This is sort of a comfortable sort of, yeah, nicely sort of, I don't know why you're going to show, but yeah, nicely round there, fits nice and comfortable. Maybe in a long prolonged sort of use that might get a bit sweaty, I don't know, but it definitely makes it feel lighter, and it is definitely much more comfortable, guys. So yeah, I think that's a win, I think. But obviously without going around doing a walking around with it with a few errors, it's not going to really sort of tell until we try that. But you know, yeah, I mean, that's an excellent sort of, and for me that's the sort of position I'm going to balance it on my beer belly. Alright, well, is it hot, my mate? Is it hot, my boy? Yeah, you're hot. Getting on a bit here, folks. Yeah. Nearly 18. Don't push that off. There you go. Don't like the heat. Anyway, guys, there you go. So that's with it on. Anyway, we'll sit back down in my seat and have a quick final chat, guys. So, guys, there you go. That was the OP Tech camera strap. So this is what they call the Pro version. There's one that they call the loop. So this part that fits on here, instead of being this webbing material, is actually sort of a loop that you put through and then thread through itself. Same principle, but just a different sort of fitting. It has the same things on the end there, but that's that version. This is the Pro version. They have the loop version. The only reason I got the Pro version because it was actually on offer, so I saved, I think it was about £5 on each strap. So that was the only reason really I got the Pro version. The rest of it's exactly the same. And as I said, because it's red, I'm going to be a much better photographer now. So that's it. So look, let me show you this other sort of thing then. So what we do is, we can unclip that. We can do the same with this end. So we can now discard that. And I don't know why is it. And then, there you go. So I don't know, I mean, you know, you might, you know, that could, you know, with perhaps a little bit of sort of doing this sort of business, you could wrap it round, I don't know, if you wanted to do that. But yeah, that's you know, we'll say an added bonus. I mean, I might have to adjust the height eventually, but you know, for now that's a perfect sort of setup for me. And the idea with this, I suppose, if you put it onto a tripod, you might be able to sort of wrap that around a tripod something. So if your quick release plate gave up, maybe your camera wouldn't go all the way to the ground. I don't know, but you know, certainly for using it on a tripod, that's the perfect sort of a setup. You just hook, you know, you unhook it, and then you've not got the whole strap sort of getting in your way. Anyway, guys, that's it for this little video. As I said, there are two different types, two different techniques to fit. If you'd like me to show you closer on the fitting, when I put it on the other camera, I can do a bit of a close-up if you'd like, but it might be a bit of a faff. Anyway, guys, so that is the OP Tech camera strap. And again, I know I keep saying it, that and that, you can, you know, you can just use that without putting the whole lot on, if you like. Swap it around. But anyway, guys, that's the OP Tech camera strap. I will going to give that a test run when we're away on holiday. But until then, guys, hope you found this video interesting, and you know, maybe give an insight if you've got the same trouble with a really heavy camera. I mean, if the modern mirrorless cameras, I think, are probably a bit lighter than the DSLR, but you know, that's a bit of a heavy camera, and you know, it did certainly make it feel a bit lighter. So we're going to go out and add to the mileage on that and see how we get on. Anyway, guys, I'm whittering on. Thanks for watching this one, and we'll catch you on the next one. Until then, bye bye for now.